Good afternoon, speed gaming, and welcome to Links to the Past Randomizer Daily Race. Today we've got Open Boots MC Shuffle. So we are in kind of that break week between groups and brackets for the main tourney, and thus are being able to show a bit more restreams for the daily races again. So today we've got that. I'm Radical Sniper 99, joined today by Hawk. How are you doing?
Good. Like I said, first time doing this, so let's go easy on me, racers.
So yeah, we got the open boots, so we're going to start with the boots, and we got an MC shuffle. So the maps and compasses are wild. We do not know what the crystals and pendants are. That means every one of our dungeons has 2 extra items possible in them. So there's definitely a little bit more of an incentive to kind of dip the dungeons. So Sank starts, we got that 300 rupees quickly, and we had a map over on Koi's side. And
yeah, interesting to see the 3 people go one way and then Koi do the opposite. So
yeah, so Koi's doing an even more unique route, and I like this route personally. So what you can get out of this as we get more money out of Bonkrox, geez, we are rich already. Those boots give you easy access to Sahasrah's closet, so is a great way to also get the info knowing that Thieves Town is our green pendant. So there's double duty being pulled here for Koi. Unfortunately, we didn't get really anything besides a map to pod. I believe what our tier 1 was fairies.
I think it was hearts.
Oh, was it? I just saw a bunch of fairies. Maybe that was the bush crab. But yeah, our restream runners today, we got Raylan Tank here, High Ruler, Captain 1977, and Koi. Definitely a very diverse group here of runners. A lot of different talent levels or experience levels at this point. So gonna get to see a lot of, how this game can evolve sometimes, and especially just given, Rando's gonna rando, and we'll see what we find along the way, as we did get some bombs and our Moon Pearl.
Ooh, early pearl. That's always frustrating to me because I see it and then I'm like, oh, I don't know where I'm supposed to go with this yet.
Well, one of the best things about such an early pearl is kind of combined with the fact that we've got so much money. So we could actually try to take that money and merge that into, like, when we do South Shore, maybe we set up the water walk for Zora.
Right, it links all those checks together.
Yeah. So, as we do find the hook shot.
More money and a hook shot.
Yeah, High Roller taking a little bit different of a route through the Kakariko checks, is deciding to do the well first. I'm gonna guess there's a bit. Oh wait, no, I had already done the other. No, just hadn't done Blindside. Interesting.
Yeah, that was weird. I haven't seen that before.
There's definitely some good dash lines if you go across the top to the well first. But I don't know if there's really a benefit to that kind of routing.
I mean, you're going to do them all anyways. It's just choosing which one to do.
But yeah, all this early money really, I would... Not that money ever indicates Zora, don't let anybody tell you otherwise, it doesn't matter. But when I've got the money, and I've got the pearl, and I've got the boots, it just kind of says, yeah, this is pretty easy. And give you that hook shot. Mini Moldorm Cave's now kind of easy as well, so a lot of quick checks for us.
It does make going to Zora not such a pain.
Yeah. Now, of course, the interesting question here is going to be, do we see our runners do a blind check of race game? General rule for a lot of runners is open mode, I don't. Key sanity, I do. MC Shuffle falling a bit into that mid-ground. I'm not sure which one we're going to see. So Raylan is going to buy some bombs here. So is High Ruler. So we are out of bombs. Everybody's just buying them at this point. We got the 3 we needed to get through Kakariko.
Art piece in the library. And
yeah,
another one on the race game. So
I didn't even realize that map out of Link's house was the worst one. The least valuable map in the game. So Raylan gonna head for South Shore. High Ruler gonna follow suit, and it looks like Captain right behind as well. And there is our bow out of the dam. So very quickly, we do have a lot of access to a dungeon to clear. I would not be surprised to see our runners head for that Saha Eastern play. So that little bit of knowledge and potential advantage Koi could have gotten is almost immediately eliminated because that bow just screams Eastern. It's just a question of how do you feel about 3-Heart Eastern Palace?
right, it's gonna make him kind of mad when he sees that bow and thinks he has to go back that way.
So Raylan giving us bomb strats there, very nicely done. We did see a few of our runners actually pick up that heart piece out of, or as our sunken item. As we do get the Book of Medora. And yeah, that was right. I did see that. We have a sword. So Mini Moldorm Cave definitely kind of becoming a new hype cave.
Seems that way right now for sure. Two opposite far-flung checks here from Koi and Raylan.
Yeah. Given that we were already heading this way up to, or over to Mini Moldorm Cave, I'm not surprised by Raylan's play. And I've definitely heard a lot of people, when you have those early boots, just say, why not make the play to Agina? It's so easy to last locate it.
Yeah, I've seen Koi before. He'll actually dump the dam check so that he doesn't forget to go do Agina, but
yeah, it really just becomes a question of how you want to merge them or not. So Raylan did take that, the water walk all the way to the hobo. Meanwhile, High Ruler did a little bit of a different play, deciding to do, I believe, a fake flipper with possibly a stored water walk. This is always a really cool little play. You don't see a lot of runners do it. After High Ruler finishes up here with the hobo check, if he jumps south here, he should be in the water walk state if he did what I thought he did.
I think you're right. He did drop the bomb to get the right setup for the fake flipper.
So, and there's the jump down, and now he's in a water walk. So you can store water walks like that. It's in a different kind of style for it. You don't always see people run it. And it relies on you getting the fake flipper first try. If you mess up your fake flipper, you lose it. So really important to get that. And, using the bomb setup really does make that a lot easier. Just money, though, at our waterfall. And money at Zora.
Classic scam fish.
Yeah, Captain skipped Hobo, I believe. So, although we did see I think that was a bottle on the Zora ledge.
You know I missed it, so... Yeah, chat says bottle, so...
And Raylan doing a really nice job with the splash deletion.
Looks like Hyrule is going for the same thing.
And also gets it. Definitely one of the harder splash deletions to pull off. So you put those 3 arrows into the wall really quick, you drop down 2 bombs, and you kind of have to get into the water as fast as possible. Getting into the water is not the hard part. The hard part becomes getting down the waterfall. So really nicely done with both Raylan and Hyrule getting that bottle out of logic quickly.
Right, yeah, I can't do it, so...
I usually require at least 1 extra Ancilla to do that. I usually have to place down a Samaria or throw a red boomerang to help myself get that little bit extra timing. And we got Uncle checks finally over on Hyruler's side. We do get the cape off of Uncle. And a piece of heart.
And Captain was the first one into Eastern. He got the big key in that first chest.
Yeah, Captain's gonna is playing pretty hard for the dungeon right now. I think it's good play. And I believe that's a C in our corner there. Is that so? We have a Crystal Eastern here, it looks like.
Yep. I think Captain was the only one who didn't try the splash delete. All the other ones got it. Compass for Turtle.
Well, one thing I will point out here, I mentioned the difference of experience levels here. Captain is probably the newest of our runners in this race today. Actually really started getting into racing just last year. And that was part of the mentor tournament put on by the Go Mode podcast. And the reason I bring it up is because right now we are in the middle of signups for that tourney. So if you're a new runner who has any interest in, getting some advice from some of our more experienced crowd, there's a great opportunity for you to try that right now. So,
yeah, definitely. I went ahead and signed myself up. So,
yeah, signups are happening right now. There are 2 practice seeds that the administrators of that tourney would like for new runners or signups or signees to run. So try to get those in. But there are tons of great mentors who've been playing this game, who are looking forward to helping, get a new crop of runners kind of into this. So, sign up, try it.
Yeah, I'm real excited about it. I've been playing Randomizer for like 6 months now, but I haven't done any races, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, chat pointing out, part of the reason Captain might not have gone for the splash lead is partly because he didn't have arrows. That's definitely one thing that would make a difference. Which also means he's kind of low on arrows to pull this one off. He does get that kill. Very nicely done. Looks like he's going to get through. This pot here in the top left corner is always a little tricky. It's a slightly offset from the wall, so it's really easy to kind of mistake it. But gets through.
Ooh, Hyruler with a death. Oh, was that a required? He wanted to die.
I'm not entirely sure because I did not see which room in particular he died in.
I think it was. I think he went. I think he went to the sewers first, and then now he's going back down.
Yeah, but did he reach the back of escape in that play? Oh, he went to Dark Cross to see if maybe the small key was there?
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, I think that was his play.
Okay. Chat and trackers both confirming, no, we reached the back of escape, so he did get everything there. Meanwhile, we got a couple of Armos kills going on here. Both Raylan and Captain having a little bit of trouble getting those scripts. But Captain taking down Armos as well as Raylan, so that's going to be a first crystal for both of our runners. Koi not far behind.
Ooh, lamp. I really picked up the lamp in castle basement.
I don't know about you, Hawk, but I don't like the items we're starting to pick up here.
Yeah, it's not looking like it's being very friendly.
Yeah, to anybody who's unaware, that means we might have Aga. And we're kind of running out of options. We've got this Owl Logic bottle that I think High Ruler's going to turn in right now. Other than that, I think we've seen everything in or out of Logic possible. Oh, never mind. We've got fully desert. We'll have a clear. Actually, not even clearable.
I think the book was in Logic. Yeah, they can do the front of it. They're going to need the glove.
Although we do have a second sword there from Captain on the desert ledge, so Captain probably hoping for a glove or a fire source here in Agena before going in. We know it's not. Here's the tough part. Like, I'm looking at the items that we have so far. And if we go into Dark World, you know, if this is an Agaseed, we don't have a ton available yet. Realistically, you're going to get the Pyramid Ledge, and then you're heading straight to Pod.
Right.
And I do see in chat, you know, mentioning that Master Sword signaling Aga. Technically, the fact that we have the cape over on High Ruler's side from Escape also gives that same indication. So, although I will say there's a superstition among many in this community that if you get one Aga thing, you're usually going to find multiple. Like, the game almost throws Aga at you that hard. So in this case, 2 swords and a cape. The game is like, it's an Agaseed. It's an Agaseed.
Yeah, it wants to make sure you don't miss it.
But yeah, we've got Raylan and Captain both working through a Desert Palace, at least what they can. It was boots locked, but we had boots from the start, so no biggie. Koi's going to be our second runner to find that lamp.
And I'm wondering if he just takes the Aga hint right away, doesn't leave the castle.
And I just realized this lamp, I think, is actually glove locked. Because we said that's in Zelda's cell. We don't have the small key yet for Escape. And so that means what? It was either Dark Cross or back of Escape?
Right.
So... Oh, there's the fire rod. Never mind. Now we're back in Logic. Yeah, Dark Cross for the small key, so fire rod does put that in Logic. This is a piece of the advanced logic set. So if there is a torch in a room that can get you between stuff, or like that you can light on your way through rooms, technically it's in logic if you have the fire rod. So all of Escape, the dark portion of Escape, has torches. But yeah, so High Ruler knows that if this is an Agaseed, he should be able to find fire rod sometime soon. If High Ruler's paying attention to the logic, of course. This is definitely one of those things that, you know, you see a lot of how we'll talk about logic in a race, and it's not the most important thing in the world. Like, you can break logic, and it's fine, but understanding what you might have done to break the logic can also inform you of where something might be.
Right, and they all went outside of logic for quite a few checks, so I know that sometimes gets me turned around, and then I make mistakes.
So High Ruler's coming into the Armos fight as well.
I'm going to take a stab here. Koi almost save and quit, and then he's doing a death warp, so...
Yeah, the only unfortunate part here is we're on blue mail, and rats are already doing a quarter heart of damage. This is a rough way to die. High Ruler also giving us a very different kind of Armos kill, but nicely done.
With how long that took Koi, I actually wonder if maybe the save and quit might have been a little bit faster.
Yeah, tough to say. Also, he did spend quite a few of his bombs. That's unfortunate. But luckily, it looks like we're going to have to go to Palace of Darkness. So you've got options, at least, in terms of, you know, finding bombs. Pod is notorious for having tons of bomb drops. Now, of course, the only real disadvantage Koi has here is not having checked out the desert area. So not going to have that Master Sword or Fire Rod, which would make this set of checks a lot easier. Captain setting up nicely for the Death Warp as well.
I guess we'll see if Koi has the advantage by getting to the Dark World first.
Yeah, the only worry I have for the earliest Dark World is missing that Fire Rod.
Right.
That Fire Rod, you know, whether or not we care about the second sword, like, it's nice. But that Fire Rod could be indicating a Skull Woods play early. And all we're really away from a Skull Woods clear or reaching Skull is a glove, a flipper, or a hammer. And all three of those are, one of those is probably or definitely in pod right now.
Raylan taking the death also.
Yeah, well, Captain gave us a save and quit, so getting to see both strategies at work. And a bit of an unfortunate death there for Raylan.
Yeah, ouch.
Yeah, Koi into the Aga fight. Nicely done. Pretty straightforward, of course. And here we go. We're into Dark World. We do have a few maps already for Dark World dungeons. We'll see if Koi does a map check. But it looks like he's just going to keep going. And that is just arrows on the pyramid ledge. So not going to pick those up.
So that just takes us straight to pod, right?
Yep. We got nowhere else to go. We are bottlenecked into this one. I do see chat saying that death from Raylan was intentional. I didn't notice, to be honest. So if that's the case, I apologize.
I think it looked like it, but I don't know if it was. It was just in the. I don't see what he would have gained from it.
Yeah, just because I figured he already had done a death warp before heading into Aga, so that's could have just had a bad ball and chain. It happens. So first chest of pod is just a small key. So we are not bow locked here, but we do have it. Meanwhile, Captain and Raylan both into the Aga cutscene, while High Ruler is into one of the last floors before Aga. So we're getting close on all fronts to this Dark World.
Quake medallion.
Of course, with any Palace of Darkness that is not key sanity, there are a guaranteed 4 keys minimum here in the front of pod. Doesn't mean you can't find 5 or 6 keys in the front, but there will be at least 4 of them. So we did get one of the possible items out of the front. So High Ruler is going to reach the Aga fight, it looks like, before Raylan and Captain finish up on this one. So down goes Aga for Raylan. As well as Captain.
Koi found a shovel, so...
So we do know with that information that the vanilla big key chest is going to be a small key, so no reason to open that one up today. Now, with this daily race, we do have, of course, our 4 restreamed runners. We do have a 5th runner who's not on the restream. Shady Force is also in this race. These races are open to the community at large, so if you want to join in, you are completely able to. They get announced across a few different places, including the SG Discord, as well as links to the past Randomizer Discord. While we have not been restreaming the last few weeks due to the group stages of the main tourney, the races were happening. At least were trying to happen. Some days it was just everybody was really busy, so we didn't really have one. but in general, people were trying to join them. High Ruler is trying to head north. I think he's just realized, oh wait, I can't. Looks like trying to get the Splash Elite. This is going to be really hard. I don't know if this is going to work. And wasn't able to get it.
I think he gives it one more go, and then I would probably move on.
Yeah, I just don't think the arrows are going to be able to stay on screen long enough for you to get that deletion. But we're almost done with these pod checks, and is the only thing we got an actual shovel? Is that really it?
There you go. Flippers. It's almost like you called your shot there.
Well, I mean, what did we have left? It was either going to be shovel was our access, or, you know, we got something. In this case, we got shovel and flipper. So I would say go to dig spot, and then go straight into Dark World. And Koi is not going to. Koi's heading straight for North Dark World. Yeah, and I do see some comments in chat about, you know, do you make this kind of play that High Ruler was trying for? I'm definitely opposed to it. I like sequence breaking when it makes sense, but given that we knew a major item had to be locked behind Palace of Darkness, I'm not a big fan of that skip. Trying to get around it, like, I think early, like, oh, I have the possibility that's an Aga seed. Can I get around Aga? I love it. You know, if we found a flute that led to Dark World access, great. But in this case, you know, we just didn't have. We knew that pod had to have major progression.
Right, and I mean, from what I know, that specific Splash Elite is really difficult to get off.
So we did have Raylan and Captain both take Death Warps. Understandable. We don't have a mirror, and without a hammer, we can't really get through the right side. So they're just kind of following each other's footsteps right now.
Koi finds another sword on Bumper Ledge.
And Koi is skipping it?
He doesn't have glove yet.
Oh, of course. This is the one thing I always forget about Bumper. Gotta be honest, that is so easy to forget it exists as a requirement.
I almost always just forget Bumper Ledge entirely.
Well, that happens too, but I have a, you know, when I've got a cape, I'm like, okay, Bumper Ledge, we gotta check it. And I think I've done the same thing on a race before, on a restream, and I've been running this game for like 2 years. It happens. You're like, oh yeah. So High Ruler also taking that Death Warp. All our runners Death Warping. Koi into Thieves Town. We'll see how far he goes here. We know that there's going to be... Like, you got... Oh, there's our first glove.
Oh, there's a glove.
You know, if we get the small key in this one, we know that there is an item in the big chest. Okay, at this point, we have not gotten the small key yet. So we've got a 50-50 on this one. And Koi's not even going to go for it. Not only is he not going for the rest of Thieves Town, he's not checking Skull, and he's not checking lower Dark World. Like, we're not even going towards Hype Cave or Dig Game or so many other checks. Koi is being really aggressive here.
Yeah,
Going over to Dig Spot.
I'm wondering if he got that glove and thinks he can clear desert now, so maybe he goes and does all those checks.
Yeah, and this play works out nicely for him. Now, of course, we did get the shovel checks from Raylan and Captain. Just the map this time, though. And it's for Hera, so not a huge deal. But Raylan's going to head right back to Dark World. And for Raylan, and I'm guessing Captain, it's going to be a play towards Skullwoods. Like, I think you do Skull and then do a full Dark World loop in both their positions.
Right. They haven't, nobody's found the map for desert yet, have they?
I thought we saw a compass, but at least on Koi's side, we don't have the map. Yeah, discussion in chat about what High Roller did check. High Roller did not get the big chest. Our big key was here in the right side, if I'm not mistaken, so was not able to open it. Is going to have to go for it here again with the hammering up probably. A little more pressure this time, down to a heart and a half. I do also see Captain was in the graveyard. I think might have forgotten about not having a mirror. But Captain is remembering to check out Graveyard Ledge as well. Gonna see that sword. Gonna go, oh, why don't I have a glove? Not knowing the glove is right there in Thieves.
I'm probably going to do Skullwoods first, so...
Yeah, and we'll see how comfortable our runners feel with this early Skull play. It's gonna be really interesting to see how this plays out, though, in terms of dungeon checks in order. Koi gonna be able to single dip Desert Palace, but gonna have to make this massive loop around Dark World again. I'm not sure. Like, you're really almost hoping, like, if you're Koi, you're hoping for something massive to kind of help, because that loop across North Dark World is really slow to have to make multiple times.
Right. Maybe, like, hammer on Land Molas?
Yeah, hammer or mitts here would be massive. Yeah, question in chat. What is MC Shuffle? Well, quite simply, the maps and the compasses are shuffled. What does that mean for the runners? Not too much. Doesn't make the game a lot more complicated like Keys would. Instead, you don't know dungeon prizes, so you won't know if a dungeon is a map or a compass unless you have the map for it, and the compass just tells you how many items you've pulled out of a dungeon. If you're relatively confident in how many chests you've opened, the compass doesn't really do anything for you. So it's just a little bit of info more than anything else. But what it does also mean is that dungeons such as Skull Woods, known for only having 2 items, now has 4. If you've been paying attention to the main tourney, the big deal about the MC Shuffle is we've also got a mode called MC Boss. And for that one, the compass will actually tell you what boss is inside of a dungeon. But meanwhile, we did have a moth kill from Raylan. Nicely done for another crystal. And Captain is going to be also dropping in. So, Hawk, how would you approach this seed right now? I mean, like, what are you thinking you would want to do in this scenario?
Yeah, so I mean, you got the glove, you got the lamp. At this point, I don't think I've seen anybody go to the mountain. I'd probably that's probably where I would head. You got the hook shot. That's a fair bit of checks, and I don't think any of it is out of logic yet.
Nope. Everything that we got available on the mountain is in logic. Unfortunately, we did see Captain take a rough death there on the moth. No bottles to help him out on this fight either.
Yeah.
Koi is going to give us catfish.
Interesting. Ooh, another one. Ouch.
Yeah, we'll see if Captain decides to come back. He's put a lot of time into trying to get through. No, wait, that was intentional. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I was watching a different stream.
It doesn't look like we got anything off of land mode besides a pendant, so it's possible our other runners who all dipped desert early might have made out a little bit better in some regards. And catfish didn't really pay out for Koi either, so it's looking more and more likely that there just wasn't anything to gain from it. I think the big gain is going to be the fact that Koi is going to pick up that tempered sword before going to Mothula now.
Yeah, the moth is my least favorite fight in the whole game, so.
Yeah, one of the big things you can really learn about this fight is, as High Roller pops potion, is you can almost be aggressive. You know, as long as you're avoiding the spikes, trying to keep Mothula controlled is almost more important than, you know, necessarily always getting in good shots, because what you're really trying to do is just make sure he can't attack you.
Right. And I don't think there was anything in Skull, so.
Yeah, so really the only gain here for our other runners is just the ability to have beaten the dungeon pretty fast. You know, first trip, whereas Koi decided not even to worry about it.
Right.
So his first trip's going to be a clear as well. It's just like the extra loop. And I don't know how much time he saves just from having Tempered Sword.
Probably not a ton, but.
We did get a map check from Raylan and Dark World. I do see crystals at Pod, TR, and Ice, and I believe that was a red crystal at Mire. Okay, Raylan into Thieves Town. We'll see how much he does here. Obviously, we saw Koi dip out after the first 4. We did not see the small key, so the big question here is it in the maiden cell or is it locking itself? You're almost hoping that it's locking itself, but it's almost a chance you can't take.
And of the 4 runners, I've watched Koi the most, and I know how he feels about doing backup thieves without the hammer. It's like he doesn't care for it, so.
Yeah, and this one's the like this is the bigger gamble. Like in this case, it's not necessarily in logic, unless the small key is in the maiden cell. So this is a tough decision. We'll see how they all approach it. We also have tons of checks. You know, you said the mountain. We've still got Dig Game Dig Game Stumpy and Hype Cave as well. So, you know, we've got about half a dozen checks up the mountain and half a dozen in South Dark World. So,
right.
Probably better to just do one of those instead. But yeah, Raylan gonna go in. Go into the back.
I wonder if he'll remember that it's the green pendant. Which is one of those things. Whenever I'm doing the green pendant dungeon, I'm always like, do I really want to do it? Because it is an extra item, but.
That's the thing. Like, Thieves does not get much better unless we have Hammer. Meanwhile, Koi did make quick work of that moth. Tempered Sword does make life a lot easier.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Mothula is the only boss that actually takes more damage from Tempered than from Butter Sword, right?
So in the vanilla game, Butter Sword is the same damage level as Spikes, and Moth is given an immunity to Spikes. So it actually, Butter Sword cannot hurt the moth usually.
Right,
It is
right.
a code work done by the developers of the randomizer that allows Butter Sword to do the same damage as Tempered. And there's that small key. So there is an item in the big chest, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Captain is leaving. He's going to go get his Tempered Sword. Definitely a tempting item. Don't blame him for wanting to go for this. Meanwhile, here we go with our green pendant blind fight over on Raylan's side. So, as always, blind is a scripted fight completely. It just takes 9 hits. And if you get this right, you can do it the same way every time. A little off script there, but still very nicely done. Realistically,
Right, very good.
Yeah, if you're getting through the first 2 phases very well, you're fine. And I believe that was our Bombos medallion off of blind. So, could be important.
Yeah, we haven't. We know Myers a pendant, but we haven't seen Turtle Rock yet. So.
Myers are a 5/6 crystal.
Oh, I thought you said pendant. I missed that. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
sorry. So yeah, it looks like both of our crystal or our medallion dungeons are crystals. So good chance we needed it. Yeah, High Ruler giving us that long map check, so gonna have that information. We're really just down to figuring out one more pendant, and the interesting thing here is our first 2 pendants are in logic. I'm not one for reading into PED. I've heard so many people talk about this, like it's never PED. But
Until it is.
Until it is, and in this case, you've already got 2 logical pendants cleared. And like some dungeons are just becoming, TR Pot and Ice are already crystals. Which one's our last one? Is it Hera or Swamp? Swamp's a little bit more out of logic as we're missing Hammer and Mirror, but Hera, we're just missing one or the other.
Ooh, Stumpy had the mitts.
Okay, so we've got lots of Dark World access now.
Yeah, I made the point about going up to the mountain earlier, and I would have been way behind on all this.
Well, and I think the big thing here is, it was only really a discussion for Koi. If we're being honest, like,
right.
For our other runners, they went to Dark World and stayed. Koi left Dark World for an extended period of time, and in this case, really was not a... It doesn't seem like Koi's gotten a benefit out of it. And there's our hammer as well, so...
And the map of Swamp, so you can see if it's that pendant or crystal.
Captain, though, giving us that save and quit. And I'm not sure where Captain's going. So this was definitely an Agassiz. There was no way you were breaking it. Both of our gloves and our hammer were all in the Dark World. So Raylan's giving us a save and quit as well. Captain's heading back for Palace of Darkness, saying this is a dungeon I can beat right now. It's never going to get better.
Right. Oh, thanks, chat. Chat says Blue Crystal Hera, so...
Yeah, Mad Ewok Herd went of one of our trackers today, able to give us that one.
That's Pendant Swamp, right?
Yep. Also, shout outs to our other tracker today, Hollowbro. So thank you to both of you. But Captain back into Palace of Darkness. Raylan gonna follow as well. Hyrule giving us a lot of the new info here, heading up the mountain. Also, I just realized Hyrule did not pick up Tempered.
Correct.
Now, if I'm in Hyruler's shoes here, I think you do Spike Cave. This is about the best time to do it. You're gonna do Hera, and Hyruler's skipping it. So, unfortunately, well, I guess there's still plenty of time to do Spike Cave. I would still say I would do it before going east.
But with no mirror, you do Spike Cave, you'd have to save and quit, right?
And that's fine because we've got the mountain start point now.
True. Maybe he's just saving it until after Hera.
Well, the only problem there is I think after you do Hera, you're going to head down for... you're going to go down Spiral Cave.
Right.
So that's my only concern is like... And now Spike Cave gets a lot worse for Hyruler because of that mirror. Now a save and quit doesn't just mean, you know, you can start at the mountain. It means saving and quitting in Dark World puts you on top of the pyramid.
Well, you'll get to see it here with Koi, so we'll find out what it is.
Yeah, and I like Koi's routing here a little bit better. Just the map, though, to Desert Palace. So not a big deal. It's just, I feel that's the more complete route to run.
Right.
And I already see chat talking, oh yeah, we're going to have an ice route hunt. It's definitely a possibility.
Ice route on Ped. That's what I'll say. Ice route on Ped, just so I get to see it. And Captain getting his second crystal, beating Helmassar King.
Hyrule also giving us Super Bunny right now. Doesn't really make too big of a difference either way. Having that mirror makes all these checks really, really easy to get through. Raylan getting that Helma kill as well. Nicely done. And there's our flute out of Hookshot Cave.
All three medallions, we know where they all are.
And that can get really dangerous now. You know, we have so much access to the rest of the game, and Ether is required for TR, so...
The Sniper, what's your thoughts on this? He's going into TR. I like the if you're at TR and you can go in, you go in, but he does not have the ice rod, so he can't clear it.
I get opening it. I like this. I think you beat Hera, you do Ether Tablet first. I don't think he's gone down Spiral Cave yet. Like, I would clear the mountain first. And then open TR. Like, this is aggressive and almost a little needlessly so.
Right, because
I think Hyruler knows that Hera's a crystal. So why not beat the crystal you know instead of diving the one you're unsure of?
I agree, and I think unless he happens to find Ice Rod here, I mean, he's gonna have to double dip it eventually.
Yeah, I mean, if you get Ice Rod here, all the power to you. Daring play and amazing, you know, I don't want to call it luck, but in some ways, you know, the rando gods have smiled upon you today. This is pushing. Also, like, I think there's other info you could want to know. Like, we still don't know what our medallion for Meyer's gonna be. So even if you get Ice Rod, how aggressive do you want to play at this point? Like, are you gonna assume you've got the medallions necessary to finish this game? Like, really, we are an Ice Rod from Go mode.
Assuming that either Ether or Quake is the Meyer.
Well, even if it's not, we know where Bombos is, so it's
True,
really,
true.
you know, for us, we're in Go mode, and you know, that's when we know what it is. Obviously, the runners do, right?
Ouch, Captain.
Yeah, the Moth is just not giving Captain a nice time today. I can imagine this has been quite frustrating, and he's going right back in. Gotta admire the dedication on this fight.
Always using your routing choice here.
And there's Powder, so hello Fetch Quest. But yeah, for Koi this makes sense. At this point, you know, he knows, hey, I can get into TR, maybe I want to beat it, maybe I don't, but let me do Hera, it's a clearable crystal. I can get myself into a good situation. The best possible situation, at least. High Ruler is a high-risk, high-reward play. Unfortunately, one of the things we really can't do in this seed is, you know, if the Ice Rod's not here, there's no way for us to do a portal preservation. Meanwhile, Captain does take down the Moth. So Raylan also making a similar routing decision as High Ruler comes up on Mimic Cave. There's going to be more items coming here for High Ruler soon. So definitely has hopes that, you know, the items are in the back and that Ice Rod is in its vacation home on Laser Bridge. Yeah, this is the one chance that, like, as chat's pointing out, like, if Ice Rod's in Hera, so there we go.
Yep.
Not the worst case for High Ruler. As long as High Ruler goes into Hera, gets Ice Rod, will be okay. Just hopefully does not get frustrated by this and leave. And yeah, the only question we have now is, what is our medallion requirement? Who is kind of in the better situation here? So Koi's going to go activate the flute, find out very quickly if he is in go mode.
And High Ruler is going to find out that his Ice Rod isn't here, so.
Yeah, so the big question is, okay, High Ruler heading for the bombable wall here, the laser bridge entrance. There's the mirror. And gonna climb. Okay.
I think you gotta. I mean, he'll get lucky, but you gotta hope that Ice Rod is in Hera if you're High Ruler. So that's good news for him.
Yeah, just a little bit of an inefficiency with the route, but gonna work out okay. Here we go, though. The Meyer check now for Koi. Assuming it's gonna be Ether, is it? It is. That is go mode for Koi.
At 59.24.
So that Bombos medallion off of blind is not necessary today. So the green pendant turn-in is, or the green pendant in general is just not worth it on this one.
I feel like that's common in my experience.
Yeah, it's tough. I think one of the things you talk to a lot of runners and just, the more you play this game, the more you realize sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's not even, there's no rhyme or reason, it feels like. And yeah, High Ruler now into Tower of Hera. The big question here is High Ruler going to go pick up that sword? We kind of forget about that sword being there, and I'm more questioning, when does he go back for Tempered?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Raylan also knows he's in go mode at this point, has all 3 medallions, so it doesn't matter anything for him. He's like, I just gotta go. That flute giving him go mode. Meanwhile, we have a decent Meyer, big key over in the spike switch room chest, so not as bad as it could have been. Definitely not a god Meyer, but still a decent Meyer. As High Ruler also gets his Ice Rod. Yeah, High Ruler's in the interesting position where he doesn't know this is go mode. It's just like, it could be.
Yeah. And I definitely think Meyer is always good as long as it's not in cutscene chests. So
I will actually make the argument that cutscene chest is 50-50 on being good or bad, depending on if there's a small key in the switch room chest. Personally, my least favorite chest for Meyer Big is the one right next to Big Chest.
That's always the last one I check too. So
yeah, and that's why it has very mean names when I am streaming. But down goes Moldorm for High Ruler, gets that map to Skull, hopefully remembers, go back to Turtle Rock.
Koi with some good spooky action.
And gonna give us some cape strats on Vitreous. We'll see if we get, are we gonna get parked? No, we're gonna get spin cape strats.
Yeah, with that half magic.
Yep, easy enough. High Ruler is checking the Ether Tablet for Powder, so not a bad find for him. Just not progression. Might still be a little concerned that it could be Bombos from Meyer at this point. But yeah, for Koi, this is really just going to be, rushing dungeons. I think we still have Pod, Ice, and TR left for Koi. I think Koi took down Hera.
That's correct. Yeah, he's got the Hera Crystal. So he's got TR, Ice, and Pod.
So meanwhile, High Ruler back into TR, just has to take down Trinex. And really, you're kind of seeing the time that Raylan was able to make up just with having a very efficient mountain route. While Raylan was second up the mountain, he is closing distance on High Ruler pretty rapidly. And yeah, Raylan isn't much farther behind Koi. This really comes down to some of the routing that Raylan made, having done Skull earlier. Koi kind of doing the double dip of West Dark World and South Dark World meant he had to do that double trip up through the north side of Dark World, and it's not a quick way to go. Of course, I also would mention Captain just getting up the mountain now. He did some of our Mitch checks and also fully cleared the rest of Thieves Town. And unfortunately, that did cost quite a bit of time.
Right. And Koi has the benefit of the route here where he can do pod, he can do ice, and then he can clear TR right before he goes into GT.
Looks like Raylan's having a little bit of an adventure here on the Dark Maze of TR. Not sure what was going wrong there. I know Raylan's been at this for a while, and I know he knows that room like all of us do, kind of like the back of our hands.
Sometimes your finger just slips.
Yeah. So yeah, High Roller doing a great job with the Trinex fight, even on Master Sword. But once again, is he gonna go pick up that sword? Like I'd be shocked if he doesn't.
It's so out of the way for him now.
I mean, he still has to beat... Oh, wait, he doesn't even have to beat Skull. There's almost no reason to go into the Dark World here.
Unless he wants to, grab it and go to the Dark World, grab the sword, and then mirror.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a fourth sword out in the world, and maybe it's possible to find... Okay, he's going into Dark World. I was like, please don't skip it. Don't chance finding another sword somewhere else.
Koi with his fourth crystal.
Yeah, meanwhile, Raylan coming in on crystal number 5 here. Oh no, wait, that was Koi's 5th crystal as well, sorry. Koi has the Hera kill.
Oh, that's right. I was looking at
Yeah.
the tracker.
So Koi heading into Ice Palace has just a little bit of an edge on Raylan at this point. TR is not a quick dungeon, so it will work out. Like, Raylan can make up some time. They could be... I wouldn't be surprised to see them separated by less than a minute into GT at this point.
Yeah, I definitely think, unless, everything notwithstanding, I think Koi and Raylan will be in a race when they get to GT.
Yeah, High Roller's not too far behind at 4 crystals right now, so he's in decent shape. Unfortunately, I feel like his mountain routing kind of hurt him a little bit overall. And then for Captain, it's kind of been the story of the moth deaths really being what's bitten him so far. But there we go, fluid activation now for Raylan, so he's just got Mire and Ice left. Koi's got Ice and TR. And yes, I believe Koi did do a medallion check earlier, so he is aware that he's in go at this point.
And did he actually check it or did he open it? I think he might have even opened it.
I'm not entirely sure. Like, I thought it was just a scout.
Chat says only looked, so...
Yeah, because I think he would have done Hookshot Cave into this, like, the check. And at that point, I think, he's thinking, okay, I need to know what my Mire situation is. I think the safer play might have been to do the open and clear while you're there, but I can't say there's a right or wrong there. Like, this will work out for him, or this did work out for him. It's just a question of, you know, a little bit of a risk by not clearing TR at that moment.
Right, and I think, you know, hindsight's 20/20, but I think it worked out for him. I think he made the right choice. So
Yeah, like in this case, he's gonna be able to do the go mode TR, which means like no mimic cave, skip some chests on laser bridge, kind of deal. It's good for him, as we do find a mushroom on Cold Stare.
and did High Ruler overtake Raylan in Meyer here?
Potentially?
I think he did. I think he got the big key before.
Raylan's still going to have a bit of a lead just by merit of the pod clear.
Oh, that's right. I missed that one. That's
Well, that was
bad.
even before they both went to Meyer, so... But down goes Vitreous on High Ruler's side as Koi is opening up TR. So this lead for Koi, maybe a little more than I was thinking, although Ice Palace is a very brisk dungeon. So hard to say. Meanwhile, High Ruler gets the flute and is about to get Ether for his own go mode. Although that was...
I think Captain left.
There's a few checks he's left here on the mountain, so he'll get it soon. And, you know, I think that's going to be a little bit frustrating for him, you know. Not a big deal, but at the same time, you're like, oh, I would be in go mode and wouldn't have had to come back in.
Right. So I guess the question is, can Raylan beat Ice before Koi finishes TR?
Beat, yes. But the reclimb of Death Mountain, I think is going to be a bit of a time sink that I think Koi is ahead with. Raylan trying to set up for Icebreaker, does get the eventual position there. Just needs to, unfortunately, not get in that push just yet. There we go. And yeah, this could come down to a GT big key hunt. That's always kind of tough to gauge. Everybody's got their own routes.
Yeah, I don't know. I know Koi's standard route. Koi's standard route is usually what he calls Rando Rush.
And that is that straight trying to get to Rando Room as quickly as possible?
Yep. Yeah, straight left side. No, not even Hope Room check.
Yeah, there's a lot of routes that you'll hear people kind of think about taking. I don't know if there's... I am of the opinion that I don't think there's a correct answer overall.
I mean, it wouldn't be randomizer if there was a correct answer.
I think there are wrong answers, though, is the best way to put it.
Waiting for tile room at the very beginning?
Yes, like that would be a bad idea, I would say. So question in chat, MC Shuffle, why does it matter? Because who cares about maps and compasses? You care because you don't know what the dungeon prize is without the map. And then you're kind of killing a boss on a whim at times. And if you're ever in a race when you've got 6 crystals and 2 pendants, and you don't know which one's the last one, you have to pick a dungeon and hope it's right. It is the most nerve-wracking experience when you kill that boss waiting for that prize.
Right.
So that is knowledge that matters.
Yeah, and it also happens to open up the number of items a dungeon might have. So
yeah, that's a big one as well. Is we talk about Skull Woods. Oh, it's only got 2 items. Myers only got 2 items. Who cares about those dungeons? But the fact that it's got possibly 2 more items means that even if you can't clear those dungeons, they could have added value. So, but we were talking about this whole thing about, getting into GT and whatnot. Raylan's got 7 crystals. Koi's about to get 7 crystals. And that prediction of less than a minute looks like it's going to be right.
Right. We doing a big key guessing game?
Yeah, if you want to put some numbers in chat, 1 to 22 on it. We don't have a bot or anything for this now. I don't think we're going to be running a channel prediction today, but definitely get some guesses in.
I do what I always do, number 21.
Ooh, that's so mean. So it looks like Koi's going to be in there first. Technically, Raylan had the 7th crystal first, but we're going to go by who gets in first today, I think. But yeah, when I have my own route for how I would route this. I do Hope Room. If I get a small key, I go to Compass Chest or Compass Room. And at that point, if I don't get a key though in Hope, I go full left. So, and as I've said, like, it really just comes down to be consistent. Like, I try to minimize mirrors. So we shall see, though.
Right.
I also want to mention Raylan did get one little nice piece of equipment in Ice Palace that appears. He found a gold sword.
Oh, wow. I didn't even pick up on that.
Yeah, so we've got 4 swords on Raylan's side. Pretty nice. There is check number 5 for Koi.
Not in Hope Room.
Yeah, so that's 2 checks down for Raylan. Breaking out the red boomerang strats over on Koi's side. Very nice throws.
And down goes Cold Stare for High Ruler.
So 7 checks in for Koi so far. 7 also in for Raylan. There's 11 so far, and there is the mirror from Koi. Gonna head over to Compass Room to head to Ice Armos. Same nice throw from Raylan as well. I imagine Raylan's gonna go all the way to Ice Armos. Meanwhile, it looks like, yeah, High Roller's got 7 crystals, gonna join us, our other 2 runners up there, as Captain just has Ice and Mire to go.
High Ruler could make up a little time if he chooses to go right all the way.
Could also go for Hail Mary strats. Not that I would ever advocate them.
Ooh, there it is on Koi's.
Yep, chest number 17, or check number 17 for Koi. In terms of guesses,
Looks like a few people.
Yeah. I don't know. Anubis Beat guessed a lot of numbers, but yeah, 101 DNL looks like our first 17 guess.
Congratulations, 101. You win absolutely nothing. Koi is on the climb.
Yeah, the only thing that really could have helped Raylan was maybe finding something. It does look like, yeah, High Ruler heading into Hope Room. But is gonna have to go left side with that no key, so.
And Raylan's got his key now.
I do see some discussion about, best GT route. I don't know. I don't have an answer on like what I would say is ideal. I've got, my own routes that I would use. But as always, I'm firmly in the camp that like it shakes out in the end.
Right. I think honestly there isn't a best route as long as you just do the same thing every time. That's generally my philosophy, because if you switch it up every time, I think you're just gonna end up hating yourself more.
Yeah, and it's just, have a route in mind, have something that you stand by, and that'll, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, this time it didn't, next time it will, kind of deal. Yeah, Raylan running out of arrows there. Luckily did not despawn the arrows. Captain heading towards Vitreous right now. Hyrule heading towards Ice Armos is also going to get that kill.
What's your thoughts on when you're doing the climb if you haven't found silvers yet? Do you check all the chests on the climb, or you just check this one with Moldorm, or?
This is a comfort thing. As you know, where I'm at, I probably don't check too much. You know, what are they gonna do? Like, I don't mind checking Moldorm's chest just in case. I probably don't check the mini Helma room.
Right.
But you know, if your silverless Ganon is inconsistent, I get doing a few extra checks on occasion.
Inconsistent's a very nice way to say it.
Yes. Like, if you don't know it, obviously you'd have to find them, but, you know, I think at this point, most of our runners are pretty comfortable with it. It's just, you know, I can be faster. It's like if you ask a runner, hey, would you prefer to have a lamp or not? You know, I can do Dark Mire, I can do Dark Pot, I can do Dark Aga, but I'm faster with lamp.
Right.
And yeah, question in chat, you know, if I was on Master Sword. If you're on Master Sword, I'm checking all the chests. Master Sword versus Tempered is worth it. That makes a big difference. Tempered versus Butter, I'm not. Like, if I was in High Ruler's position, I'd be like, I don't need a sword. But that's, you know, this is also runner dependent. Like, I think if you talked to me a year ago, I'd say maybe I still look for Butter because my 1-in-1 gets more consistent. But like, for a runner like Koi, who's been doing this for a while, I mean, he's going to show you this is a 1-in-1. And like, for him, Tempered Sword is plenty. And, you know, I think once you get to that level, you're like, who cares about looking for Butter Sword at this moment? Because, I mean, look, there we go. The 1-in-1 for phases 1 and 2, very nicely done. So even with the sword advantage to Raylan here, it just isn't ground that you can really make up against top runners. You know, Koi and Raylan, definitely two very well-established runners, so you wouldn't expect the sword difference to really help you.
All right, and he's into the spins.
Yeah, just 12 spins. He did get the torch glitch, so this is going to be a really straightforward fight. Gonna go for some triples. As Raylan is working through the Aga 2 fight. And there we go. Down goes Ganon for Koi. Just going to need to cross that bridge and finish this one out.
Get those GGs.
And there we go. Koi finishing first overall for our daily today with a 128.03. Meanwhile, Raylan is dropping into the Ganon fight. Gonna have a little bit easier of a time with the 1-in-1, pretty much guaranteed with Butter Sword. Not that Koi made it look at all complicated, but you know.
Right.
6 slashes is a lot easier to hit than 12. Meanwhile, Captain is about to drop in on Cold Stare for his 7th dungeon as High Roller is into Torches 2, heading into the mini Helma room. So all of our runners getting really close to these end portions of the seed. As we are now joined by Koi. GG.
GG. GG, Koi.
What a seed.
Yeah, pretty bottlenecked before it just opened up completely there in Dark World.
Yeah, it was I'm not, I don't know how I feel about all the plays I made, but enough of them worked out clearly, right?
Yeah, we were looking at some of the routing decisions. Not going to desert early to get baited by the book in some ways was a positive, in other ways not. I can't say for sure which one worked better. Missing Master Sword and Fire Rod for Aga Tower probably doesn't feel great, but you went back
Oh
as
no,
soon
no,
as you
no!
got the glove, so.
I knew the fire rod was in desert.
Oh, true. No, you're right. No. We were talking about that earlier.
So I see I go to Front of Escape. It's either Front of Escape or Desert that I have to go to. But I had already gone to Agena, so I'm like, all right, we'll do Front of Escape first. And it's starting to look like an Agaseed since I got the cape, but I'm not going to do that without a lamp, right? And then I find the lamp in Zelda Cell, and I'm like, okay, well that's locked by the small key. So I'm going to do Dark Cross, and if Dark Cross isn't the small key, then I know that if this is an Agaseed, the glove must be in desert, and then I can and because I got the lamp first, I'll be able to single dip desert. But it was in Dark Cross, which means it's the fire rod in desert, and that means I can maybe skip doing desert. So I just death warped and did Aga.
Yeah.
And then when Pod only had the flippers, which gets me across the river, but I'm like, but now I want that fire rod for Skull Woods. So that's why I saved and quit after the glove.
Okay, yeah, I was curious about that decision. I do want to point out, though, Raylan finished up second place with a 1:30.04, just about 2 minutes behind Koi today. So GG's to Raylan. Yeah, I was curious why you had made that sudden play over to Desert, and I was kind of like, oh, this is interesting, not deciding to check out down to Hype Cave, but that makes a lot more sense in hindsight, the way to think about it.
Yeah, because I knew the fire rod was almost certainly going to be in desert. It was either hammer and glove or the fire rod, right?
Yeah.
In desert, and so the fire rod just way more likely. So that's why I skipped Skull Woods initially and went to Village of Outcasts first, because I was thinking, well, I'll just get a glove here, and if I get a glove here, then I can just run over to Hype Cave and then go to desert after and single dip it. But then I got it in the fourth chest of Thieves Town, and it's like, I don't really want a death warp. Let's just go to desert, and then that way I can get the fire rod, and if there's anything else in desert, I get that too. And I'll just come back for Skull Woods.
Yep, but we are also now joined by Raylan Tankier. GG's.
GG's.
GG.
So yeah, initial thoughts from you, Raylan?
1 hour of doing things and suddenly go mode.
I think that's the right way to put it, for sure. This seed really did not give you a lot of options, and then suddenly you just find yourself in a very sudden go mode, so.
And it was weird for me. I felt pretty good decision-wise, but while I was playing pretty well, at some points during the run, for some unknown reason, my hand just stopped working, or my controller just stopped working, or something happened, and I couldn't play this game anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say, TR Dark Maze was kind of like, this is not what I would have expected right at that moment.
I can't really... What happened in the Dark Maze? I don't really remember anymore.
You kind of were just all over the place. It looked like you had to circle around a couple of times to get to the island in the middle. But meanwhile, High Ruler does finish up as well. Third place today with a 1:33.15. Oh, yeah, and Chad also mentioning that Castle Tower death.
Yeah, that was just weird. I took a hit I should not have taken, and then my sword swung into directions I didn't told it to swing, and yeah, it was just weird. I don't know.
Okay, so that wasn't intentional then, I'm guessing.
No.
Okay.
There was just, I don't know what happened there. I can't. I had my controller disconnect at some point. I had to reconnect it, was pretty close before that. I don't think that was the reason why I died in Castle Tower, but something felt off for a moment there during the time period. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it was fairly close. You actually had your 7th crystal before Koi did, but he happened to get his 7th up on the mountain, and you had to make the climb again.
I don't think that's much of a difference. I should have probably just taken the flute mirror and then activated. It's somewhere around maybe 10 seconds I lost there in routing. It's not much. You had to climb the mountain again anyway, and if you go Motiar first, or while you're on your second trip of the mountain, it's not that big of a difference.
Yeah, at the end, I think it really was. I want to say the two of you were into GT, maybe 10 to 15 second difference. It really was Koi, your route going all the way to Rando Room and then immediately switching gears to hit Compass. Whereas I know, Raylan, you went Hope to Ice Armos on the left side, so.
I mean, that's just GT routing shenanigans. They can happen. Whatever you choose, you can be right or wrong. If it were Hope Room, Koi would have had the really bad time today. This way I got it. So
I'm sure that will never happen.
They call it Hope for a reason.
Certainly
right?
didn't lose any tournament races because of that. Surely not.
Yeah, I'm guessing, everybody kind of enjoying this interim break now, right? Between stages. I know, Raylan, I took a look. You have, of course, the week off. Koi, I think...
Oh, I'm eliminated.
Main unfortunately over for you
I
on that one.
I had a good showing, but I won one fewer game than Illis and Esther.
I mean, that's definitely a tough group, no matter how you slice it.
I mean, Group of Doom, right? That's what it was.
Yeah,
Sure was.
it was not an easy group.
Find me a group that's easy and I'll call you a liar. So
I mean, there are some groups that are slightly harder than others, maybe, but it is a tournament where you have 128 very strong players. So
yeah, I do see a question in chat about the next race. The dailies are, of course, Monday through Friday. They rotate around. Tomorrow at 11 p.m. is a spoiler open race. So if you have any interest in spoiler, that is a treat. So hopefully that one can get a restream as well.
5 a.m. spoiler race.
Yeah.
Sounds intriguing.
Meanwhile, Captain is making his climb. Just got through the 2 mimic rooms.
Yeah. That was one of the other things. I don't know. I knew I couldn't miss an arrow, or I would have to mimic clip. Of course, I missed an arrow immediately, so I had to mimic clip. I saw it coming, but yeah, still didn't really feel great. Luckily, there are those 5 arrows in the second room, and if you have to mimic clip because you run out of arrows, not because you don't have a bow, then you just have that easy clip there on that block there, the bottom right in the first room.
Yeah, at least clipping the first room makes the second room a lot more straightforward.
Yeah. So it worked out.
Problem is, if you mimic clip the first room, then that's like the maximum number of sprites are around, so it's really easy to despawn those arrows.
True.
I did kill one of the
green ones in the first room, yeah.
Of the red ones, I had 4 arrows.
Oh, I see. You had enough arrows for at least one. I see.
I would have had enough for both if I didn't miss.
Now, by only clipping one of them, does that mean the BMOS in the second room still fire?
I think so.
They should.
Okay. So you would have to have broken out the cape then at that point, if you were going to have to clip. for any reason.
I wasn't sure what I would have done. Maybe I
Okay.
would have just mirrored and
break out the shovel.
yeah.
Start digging.
Tried and true strategies.
I mean, as I mentioned, there were some strange things happening, and I wasn't confident in doing a full mimic clip on the second room.
That's
They-
fair. Hopefully, whatever the issue is, not something too difficult to get fixed up quickly. If it's if it's just a controller issue, if it's a controller issue. So
We will see. I haven't played that much this the last few days, so maybe there's just some slight rust coming in somewhere, putting off my my timings a bit, but I don't know. We will see.
Well,
There are
guys,
a
thanks
few
so
more
much for the interview. And
Yeah,
really
thank you for
really
joining us,
Really appreciate you guys. But I gotta go, so I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.
Yeah,
Later,
GG, Koi.
Yeah.
GG.
Captain in the Moldrum 2 fight, getting bullied a little bit there that first attempt.
Out of curiosity, what was the second red crystal?
I don't know if anybody ever actually talked to the bomb vendor. I'm looking at the tracker, and it looks like it's indicating Skull.
Yeah, I think it was Skull and Meyer.
Yeah, Maya I knew from a map check, but at some point I was just I know about all the pendants, and red bomb is dead because I only need flute. If
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
that was
need the medallion, and
Yeah, that was pretty nice. Unfortunately, the Thieves Town play did not result in anything super important for this seed, but that Bombos medallion could have made a huge difference.
it could have, and it definitely influenced my routing that I had it. If I didn't have it, I might have done Terra Basement. I might have routed in a slightly different order. But yeah, it's how it is. I cannot make the right call in Thieves Town, especially if it's pendant.
Yeah, if you figure out a rule, let us know. I definitely would love to know how to skip unnecessary pendant thieves.
It's not about skipping unnecessary pendant thieves. I skip pendant thieves when it's necessary, and I don't skip it when it's not necessary. That's my
Yeah.
that's what I do.
It never works until it does, so.
So basically, the rule is don't do what I would do in the seat. And you go
Okay.
in.
Captain into the Ganon fight now.
So, Captain into phase 4 now. I didn't read this hint. They're in Swamp Palace. Oh, great. That's a fun location always when you don't need to even do that dungeon.
Yep, Pendant Swamp. Where was the fourth sword?
Somewhere in Ice Palace. I didn't catch exactly what room.
The one chest that you always take with you, even on full go mode, if you do not have silvers, because it's right there, and you're walking
Spiker?
literally past it. Yeah.
Usually that and Icebreaker are the two that... Oh, no!
Oh, no!
Oh, yeah. That's a rough one.
Yeah.
I've made that
Ouch.
mistake a few times. You do not really want to swing your sword when Ganon appears there if you're not
Yeah.
prepared to steer away from the pit.
And unfortunately, with that fall, Captain did decide to forfeit this race. Still a really nice effort on his part. We also had a forfeit from our 5th runner today, Shady Force. So that is going to conclude the Link to the Past Randomizer daily race, as we are joined by Captain GG's.
Hey, GG.
GG.
GG, Captain.
Oops.
Sorry,
It took so long.
No, it was fine. You actually did. If anything, I know the moth deaths are probably the frustrating part for you.
Yeah.
The other piece was some of the additional clearing you did after getting mountain access.
Yeah, I should have just went to the mountain, yeah. But
Yeah, you went back for Thieves Town and Hammer Pegs, and I missed if you did any of the Smith Chain, but
I did everything but purple chest, yeah.
okay. So yeah, that kind of, the deaths and the extra checks in VOO kind of all contributed. You were roughly right in line with the rest of the runners up through the glove and heading into that area. So
Can we talk about those gloves? In what world do you have to just kill Aga to get the flippers out of pod big chest just so you can access the... Oh my god. Just... No.
yep, that's not exactly anybody's favorite way to get access to the rest of this game.
Well, that's rando.
Yeah, I guess. Bleh.
Yeah, not fun.
Oh, GG's though. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a good race by all 4 runners. Make sure you guys follow them.
Yeah, any other thoughts from Raylan or Captain today?
Really? I'm just upset that I fell on Ganon, but what can he do?
We've all had it happen.
That happens.
Yeah. A fall is, it's not an if as just as much as it's a when. It's going to happen to us all.
Yep. Worst timing would be a main tournament race. But yeah. I mean, I have not much else to say except for the usual stuff. So thank you for commentating and for the tracking. It's always appreciated to see people do this in their free time so other people can watch us do weird stuff playing this video game.
Yep.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
I should have went back for that bottle.
Oh, yeah, there was no bottles anywhere else. Oh my god.
Right. During GT, I kind of had that, or it came to me that Splash Edition actually was the only bottle that popped up, which is, yeah, could have been even, or could have been more important if there was wasn't just free half magic and stuff around, but still, not having that bottle definitely can be unfortunate.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess that's gonna do it for us here today with the daily race. As I said, tomorrow's daily is a bit of a late one, 11 p.m. Eastern time, spoiler open. We have plenty of other speed gaming events going on all day. I know there's a lot of tournaments going on and other events. I know the Z1 randomizer tournament's been going on a lot. I'm not sure what other ones are available. As always, you can check the schedule, which has been posted, or linked to the Discord as well. In terms of main tournament stuff, if you're interested in the Link to the Past Randomizer main tournament, It looks like there is going to be a bracket reveal special mid-tourney thing on Sunday this weekend, so do check that out. That'll be over on ALTTP Randomizer, though. So you'll find out who is playing who for the top 64. So, and then of course, as we mentioned, if you are interested in playing this game right now, there are signups for the Mentor Tourney. I know Raylan, you are signed up to Mentor, I believe, this year.
As the 2 previous years,
Yeah.
yes.
And as have I, and I know Hawk, you said you are signed up to be a mentee this year. Captain, did you sign up to Mentor this year?
I am a mentor, yes.
So there are plenty of people around who are looking to help, and if you're looking to learn, go join them. They are with this tournament's hosted through the Go Mode podcast. So the signups are going on right now. They'll have a couple of seeds they'd like you to run ahead of time. But do consider joining that. It's a great opportunity. I know lots of runners who have come out of it, Captain being one of them from last year's tourney. So definitely worth the effort. But thank you also to Mad Ewok Herd and Hollowbro 1994 for doing the tracking. And Hawk, I'll let you close it out today.
Oh boy, that's a lot of pressure. Yeah, no, thanks everybody. GG's to our runners, and we will see you guys next time.